Maureen Callahan's rips apart Harry-Meghan's bottomless pits. Revoke their invitation now. Greetings and a gracious welcome to the World of Royal Staff's channel. So, apparently, Harry and Meghan are making quite the fuss about attending King Charles' coronation. I mean, after all the havoc they've caused, you'd think they'd jump at the chance to show some humility and attend the event. But no, that's just not their style. Instead, they've reportedly issued a list of demands. It's almost impressive, really, how consistently entitled they are. So what are these demands, you ask? Well, how about a private apology from King Charles and Prince William? Yeah, good luck with that one. And if that's not enough, they also want a spot on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, reserved only for senior working royals. Classic. And let's not forget, they're already being allowed to use Frogmore Cottage, which they were being kicked out of to begin with. But apparently, that's not good enough for them. Maybe they don't even want to attend, who knows? Maybe they're just trying to play the victim again. It's a pattern with these two. And don't even get me started on Harry's so-called therapy. If you paid $33 for that online session, well, I hope you got your money's worth. Because let's be real, Harry is beyond help at this point. He's just a spoiled, clueless man-child. And Meghan? Don't even get me started. They're a match made in heaven, these two. Bringing out the worst in each other, causing family drama left and right, and always playing the victim. They love to preach about service and kindness, but when it comes down to it, they'll never admit fault. It's always someone else's problem. These two have left a trail of destruction in their wake, yet seem intent on making this day all about themselves. It's as though they're determined to prove that they're the greatest narcissists of our lifetime. You'd think, after all the harm they've caused the royals, that they'd be happy to quietly take their seats and wish the king well. But no, not these two. Apparently, they've issued a list of demands that must be met before they'll even consider attending. The demands reportedly include a private apology from King Charles and Prince William, and a place on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, a spot reserved for senior working royals only. This is on top of the allowances that have already been made, including the use of Frogmore Cottage, from which they are being evicted. It's hard to imagine what these two are thinking. They've spent years trashing the monarchy, implying that the royal family is racist and accepting awards for standing up to structural racism within the institution. Yet they still expect to be welcomed with open arms? And let's not forget Harry's memoir, in which he implied that his father failed him as a father. And yet, he still received an invitation to the coronation. One would think that would be enough, but apparently not. It's incredible, really, that the king would even allow them in his vicinity. Especially as Harry reportedly broke his father's one ask, that Harry not insult Camilla in his book. Of course, Harry insulted Camilla in his book. These two are untrustworthy sellouts, vipers who will sell every bit of personal information and private dialogue to the highest bidder. They continue to deny any wrongdoing, despite the emotional and reputational harm they've caused the royals. If they do attend the coronation, they'd better brace themselves. As the old saw goes, never pick a fight with people who buy ink by the barrel. And in the case of Harry and Meghan, it's true, they've proven themselves utterly untrustworthy. In a stunning revelation, Prince Harry recently admitted that he and his brother, Prince William, begged their father not to marry Camilla Parker Bowles. All that we asked was that he did not marry her, Harry wrote in a now infamous interview. A wedding would make the whole country, the whole world, compare our mother and Camilla, something that nobody wanted. But does Prince Charles really believe that his younger son won't act out on the day that Diana would have been crowned queen? It's a question on the minds of many, including this journalist. And speaking of acting out, let's talk about Harry and Meghan's latest demand. According to reports, the couple wants to stand on the palace balcony with the rest of the royal family. You know, the senior members who actually work. If this demand is true, it's one of the craziest yet. Seriously, what planet are Harry and Meghan transmitting from? Haven't we spent the past 3 years listening to them carp about how awful the royals are? They've basically said they're too good and enlightened for royal life while clinging to those titles with a white-knuckled death grip. And let's not forget how they christened their daughter as a princess, with Tyler Perry as godfather, before the palace even made Archie and Lilibet's titles public. Makes sense that Harry and Meghan don't want it both ways, they want it all ways. They've made themselves laughingstocks. Remember the South Park episode? Or the WOG incident? Or the worldwide privacy tour? It's hard to keep up. Thankfully, the royals have played their hand expertly by not engaging with Harry and Meghan and not allowing them to drag the family into the gutter. So, no, they should be on the balcony. No one wants to see them there, not even Prince William, who's reportedly enraged by his brother's repeated betrayals. And it's not just the British people who can't stand these two. Recent polls show that Americans feel the same way. The palace should hold firm. After all, Prince Harry sat down with Oprah as his grandfather was ill and allowed Meghan to heavily imply that his family was racist and didn't care that she was suicidal while pregnant. He even suggested that the royals did nothing to help her adjust despite fast-tracking her into the fold. It's time for Harry and Meghan to take a step back and reflect on their behavior. To many, it's an unforgivable act of cruelty that could ruin the legacy of the king's beloved grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. But to Harry and Meghan, it seems that nothing will ever be good enough. They are, as some would say, bottomless pits of need and want, constantly gripped by feelings of betrayal and grievance. Some fear that their attendance at the coronation could cause even more trouble. If they do attend, it's almost certain that they'll find something to weaponize, something to monetize, and something to weep about all the way to the bank. They might claim that a senior royal made a racist comment or that they were snubbed in some way, all in an attempt to further their victimhood narrative. Those who know them best, however, believe that revoking the invitation might be the best course of action. It's clear that Harry and Meghan cannot be trusted to attend the coronation in good faith and high spirits. If the spare want spare us all from this drama, then the palace should take action and revoke the invitation. For the sake of the royal family and the reputation of the monarchy, it's time to put an end to the bottomless pit of need and want that is Harry and Meghan. At this point, there is no point even engaging with them. Clarkson gave a groveling apology and look how ungracious they were about that. Personally, what I would love to see is the staff herding those two into the cathedral with the rest of the non-working royals. I can already picture them all getting out of the same van, looking like a bunch of clowns. Then they would be seated several rows back on the opposite side, far away from the PPOW and his family. Of course, they would be hidden behind a few candles, to keep their faces away from the cameras. After the service, they could sneak off to Frogmore for their son's birthday, and then promptly return to Montchitshow. No balcony appearances, no audiences with the king or PPOW, and certainly no great photo opportunities. And when they're out in public, they should be met with lots of booing from the great British public. That'll show them who's boss. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.